All right, folks, good morning. Okay, let's get started here. Sorry, the volume's a little too high. All right, so let's get started here. So for today, March the 24th, Monday, we have the following data. First up, we have, hold for 1 second again. First up, we have Flash Manufacturing PMI and Flash Services PMI. Both will be coming out at 9:45 a.m. Eastern. Then after, and these are both major reports. After that, at 1:45 p.m. Eastern, we'll have FOMC member Bostic speaking. At some point, likely after that point, we'll have President Trump speaking um, due to hold a press conference with the governor of Louisiana. And then at 3:10 p.m., we'll have FOMC member Barr speaking. All right, so that's all we got there. Um, Now, as far as the markets are concerned, let's take a look at the pre-market first. As far as what's going on in the NASDAQ, we can clearly see the NASDAQ ETF is poised to open substantially higher than where it closed on Friday, and actually it's opening above the range, if I'm correct, that it traded last week. Almost, yeah. Well, yep, it will be. So we would be opening above the full range that we traded last week. We'll see if that sustains itself, but obviously the markets are looking a lot more positive than they have been recently. And taking a look at the markets, what we trade on Friday, we have CELH, which is presently, I'm sorry, which is presently up in the pre-market, but on Friday it was able to reach our target number two to the upside of 32.51. I decided to exit earlier, but it did actually reach our target number two after all. That was the only opportunity we found. All right, taking a look at the pre-market here, let's take a look at which stocks are moving at the moment. So here are the ones that are showing up on my scan, and we'll see if they qualify. All right, Holo does not qualify; it's only up 1%. Everything else would have been fine. See microalgo, MLGO. Let's see, that's up about 42% almost on about 17.5 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. Uh, all right, so we'll add that to our pre-market list, MLGO. All right, next up is let's see how far up NVIDIA it is. Not up enough, only 2%. I was seeing if maybe it was up closer to 3%, but it's not. Palantir is currently up about 3%, so that's not enough for us. Let's take a look at RGTI. Okay, that's up about 4%, so that's not up enough either. RNAZ is down. That's down 32%, which is pushing it under $1 per share. So that definitely will not work for us. So we'll have to pass on that one. SMCI will have to be above, the stock will have to be above $1 per share. SMCI is currently down about 1.21%. So that's not enough either. So we can pass on that. TNON, that presently is under $1 per share and not up or down enough. So we can pass on that. Tesla, let's see how much we're up on Tesla. 4%. Wow, so TSLL should be up quite a bit. Yep, 7.85%. TSLL is a bullish ETF for Tesla, so we'll add TSLL. It's up 7.85%. Over 20 million shares are traded, and of course, it's above $1 per share. All right, next up is UCAR. Let's see if that one qualifies. And it does. It's currently up 6.38% on 2.3 million shares, at least $1 per share as well. So we can go ahead and add UCAR to our list. Next up is WINT, which is presently up about 36.5%. 10.8 million shares are traded. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add WINT to our list. And next up we have XHLD, which is presently up about 88, let's say 90% on about 42.3 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add that XHLD to our list. Yep, and I did see that news that may happen. All right. With that all being said, if you folks see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. Other than the ones we've already mentioned, which were not that many, but I'll put them in the chat here. Thank you. I see IMTE is mentioned. IMTE is currently up 137%. About 19.7 million shares are traded. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. Symbol is IMTE. All right, and we're looking for stocks that are NASDAQ listed stocks trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session. They must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume and a 6% price change presently, which can be positive or negative. All right, so if you folks see any others other than the ones we've just mentioned, let us know in the chat. And while you're at it, please be sure to like the video. I see we have 5 likes with more than 5 people watching. So please be sure to hit that like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we publish a new video. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap up for today's pre-market pulse. For everyone's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 23 minutes. We'll pick up for today's session. Other than that, for everyone else, I'll see you for tomorrow's pre-market pulse. Have a great trading day. Take care.